I just don't know what to do. They sit outside there, alone, all day, just watching the sky. I think they want to be part of the galaxy, but I just can't do that. I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll make them a friend! For this DIY, you'll need a black shirt, be it long-sleeved or short-sleeved, it depends on your needs. You'll need a picture of what you're going to want to put onto the t-shirt. You'll also need a pencil, and then some scissors and a craft knife, which I didn't include in the picture because, well, planning. You're going to need a paintbrush, possibly more, some fabric paints and something into which you can put them. You'll need some clear adhesive plastic and or paper, and then a piece of board so that you don't cut into your table and so paint doesn't transfer. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to cut out the picture, and then you're going to make a stencil out of this so that you can transfer your picture onto your t-shirt and or long sleeve shirt. As you may have noticed in the original image, I had a whole bunch of galaxy themed words because I was planning on putting those around the star, but after about an episode of whatever I was watching of cutting those stupid little letters out, I decided it was not worth my sanity. So if you're planning on doing words, good luck to you, because nah, just no. So now we're going to transfer whatever we've decided is going on our t-shirt onto the clear adhesive plastic and or paper. I'm doing it on that side of there because I want to be able to see it, because pencil, funnily enough, doesn't actually show up on the clear side. Anyway, you're going to outline it as nicely as possible. If, however, you do actually have some drawing talent, then you could always freehand it. I, however, do not. And once it's done, you're going to take a craft knife and cut it out, because that way you'll be sure that the lines are much more exact, and also you won't have to cut through the side and then stick things back together, because we're going to be using the outside this time. Once you've finished cutting out your picture and it is completely freed from the rest of the plastic, you're going to want to cut around the rest of it, leaving a small border so that you can make a stencil to put on top of your t-shirt. And that way you can ensure that any extra paint and or blending won't mess up the rest of the shape. We've come to the actual shirt part of this DIY. So what you're going to do is take the board and put it into your shirt so that none of the paint bleeds from one of the sides to the other. Place it to your liking, and then take your transfer and put it onto the shirt where you want it. I want it on the middle, but you can put it wherever you want it. And then make sure when you're sticking it down that you place it firmly and stick down everything so that you get a clean, smooth line with your paint and nothing bleeds. So for the galaxy, you're going to want blue paint, white paint, pink paint, and maybe some purple and silver paint. And the way I'm going to be putting on my galaxy this time, as opposed to with the shoes, is following a method that I think is really cool. It's by Sarah Beauty Corner. Find her on YouTube, she's awesome. I'll try to put a link in the description box. So you're going to make like an array of the blue color on the outside. I did try the darker color, but it wasn't as vibrant on the black color. I'm sure it'll show up more on a lighter colored shirt, but because I didn't want to have to paint in the black and I liked how it stood out on the black, it was really helpful to just do it on black, but you're going to have to mix in some more white in order to get it to show up. Then, in the center of the galaxy, you're probably going to want to put some pink or white so that it shows up better, and it also makes it look a little bit more vibrant and poppy, and again, I like pink and purple, it just kind of makes me happy. So, it's up to you how you want to do it. I mean, you don't have to necessarily have a pink or purple galaxy. You could use greens, yellows, oranges. It's really okay. I just prefer pink and purple. Now I'm pretty sure you've looked at the sky at some point or another when it's nighttime, and you've noticed that there are a couple more stars out there than just one, possibly a few million. So in your galaxy you're going to want to put a couple little nebula in it. Nebulas, I don't know the plural, but we're going to move past that. So you're going to put a few in there. You don't necessarily have to put the middle pink bit in every single one of them. you can just put the outer blue rays on some of them, like I've done in the top and right hand corner, to give it a more galaxy-fied look, which is what we're going for. Once the inside of your shape has been galaxy-fied to perfection, you can add in some stars. I started off with some 4-pointed ones and 8-pointed ones to make it look like it was twinkling, and then I went on to populate it with a whole bunch of smaller stars, so that it looked a little bit more like a galaxy. Once you've done as much of the white stars, as many of the white stars as you want, you can then go on to use some silver fabric paint, if you have any, and make your galaxy look like it's sparkling a little bit when you walk outside in the light, or inside in the light, I guess, for those vampires watching my channel. Please subscribe, vampires! And you can also go over some of the 4-pointed and 8-pointed stars with the silver paint and give it a little bit more of a shimmery, shiny look, which is kind of what I like in my life. Shimmery and shiny and sparkly and holographic. Christine, I'm shouting out to you! Once you have achieved thorough starriness, you're going to want to peel off your adhesive plastic and or paper to reveal the inner shape, which in my case was a star. And look how nicely that looks. Like, I mean, some of the corners aren't perfect, but I really do think it looks awesome. So if you're anything like me, you're going to want to add something just more than the star. And in this case, I chose elbow patches. So what you're going to want to do is find your elbow. Hopefully a piece of chalk will help with that. Do it on both sides, and it helps if you're wearing the shirt in order to find your elbow. And then you're going to repeat the exact same steps that you did with the star, except in this case, we're going to cut out an elbow patch shape and put it on to both elbows. You only need one template because it's pretty much better to be the same, unless you want different shapes. I mean, that's up to you. I wanted the same little kind of oval, and you can cut it out twice and make 2 little templates. If you want the galaxy theme to be throughout the shirt, then I suggest you also do the elbow patches in the same galaxy-esque theme that you did before with the star. If not, you could do it just a plain color. You could get a separate piece of fabric to sew onto it. I, however, don't actually have the ability to sew anything other than my finger. And I didn't really want blood on this, so I decided I was just gonna paint some more galaxies. Hey, what's that over there? Could this be a friend?